Edgar Allan Poe is well remembered here in Maryland and really around the world. And this exhibition illustrates the ways in which his work appealed, particularly to French artists.
There, before all, stood the corpse, already greatly decayed and clotted with gore. He had walled the monster up within the tomb.
Each of Poe's short stories, he began to plan the story from the dramatic ending. So he always had in mind the moment that would be the most dramatic, the most exciting for the reader. In The Pit and the Pendulum, for example, we see a prisoner tortured by a razor-sharp pendulum swinging back and forth across over his chest. But he thinks of a way to get away by having rats gnaw at his bonds. In another story, The Case of Monsieur Valdemar, a dying man is hypnotized and he is suspended between life and death. After 6 months, the experiment is brought to a conclusion and his body just falls into a mass of putrid flesh before the experimenters. In Berenice, where you see a man looming over a woman's coffin, this is a husband who's obsessed about his wife's teeth. And while thinking about them and seeing his deceased wife in a vision, he actually robs her teeth from her grave. So each of these stories has a macabre and sort of terrifying moment that's been captured here by Legros. Poe was tremendously lionized by French artists, largely because his works were translated into French at an early date by Charles Baudelaire. It was because of him that Legros did these short stories. Later on, Stéphane Mallarmé, a French poet, translated Poe's poems, particularly The Raven, into French. In fact, in this exhibition, we have a portrait of Mallarmé by Paul Gauguin, and Mallarmé is shown with a raven on his shoulder. We're very fortunate at the BMA to have a series of drawings and prints by Henri Matisse done to illustrate the works of Mallarmé. And much to my surprise, one of the illustrations that Matisse undertook was a portrait of Poe. First he made a very detailed pencil sketch. Then when Matisse went to do the finished print for the publication, he reduced Poe's image to its essence, to just a few lines to capture his sort of despondent, sad face, his crooked nose, his kind of out-of-alignment eyes. He looks like a very sad and troubled character indeed, but done with absolutely an economy of line.